How calorie banking lets you have a life and still look like you train. In today's whiteboard video, we are going to go deep into calorie banking. Who's it for? What does it do? And how it can revolutionize you being able to go out on date night, enjoy your food, and still look like you train. So calorie banking, we eat out and we stay lean.
I actually made this really cool bot that's really useful for guys and girls who are calorie banking. What you can do is it does like most of the main restaurants, and you can put your calories into it, and then it will tell you what meals you can actually eat to still stay within your calories and not be super fat when you go to these restaurants. So, if you really want that, just make sure you follow me over on Instagram and just comment bot, and I'll send it over and send you a video on how to do it all. But yeah, great tool if you are in a deficit and still wanting to eat out. Make sure that follow me on Instagram and message me that bot if you do want it.
One of the biggest myths with fat loss is that one meal will ruin your progress. Oh, I had a bad day. It's all over. It's just copium. It doesn't. What ruins progress is letting that one meal turn into a weekend, turn into a week, turn into a month, turn into a year. Letting those excuses just sort of crawl in. Listen, I've got empathy for where you are. It's a struggle. It's really hard to stop eating shit. But what I don't have empathy for is shit excuses. Because it's not because, this is why I teach this in Keep It Simple, Tasty, Repeatable method, is because we still want to be able to eat out and go and enjoy ourselves. Me and my wife, Liana, we fucking love going out and eating food. That's pretty much why we train, is so we can eat a fuck ton of food. And this isn't like a cheat code to be able to do this every single weekend. It is a tool and a lever that we can pull when you want to be in the best shape ever and still enjoy food, because this is just part of that system. So your body doesn't really reset at midnight. It has absolutely no idea what sort of time it is. Of course, you get sleepy and all that sort of stuff. You do have a circadian rhythm, so to speak. But as far as food is concerned, it doesn't really know. It doesn't know it's Tuesday, doesn't know it's really 8 p.m. It doesn't know that you had pizza. Your body just responds to the overall energy balance. So if you want to lose weight, well, you need that energy balance to be below. If you want to gain weight and build muscle, you need that in a surplus as well. So fat loss happens when over time, you're consistently in that deficit. This is what enables fat loss to happen. Consistently over time in the calorie deficit. You want to think of your calories like a weekly budget. You spend a little less one day, and then you've got a little bit more to spend on another day. This is an example of, we'll get into the options of calorie banking down the whiteboard of pain, but we'll get into a brief understanding of it. So just say, for instance, on Monday and Tuesday, you save 500 calories each day. You then have a budget of an extra 1,000 calories you can spend on Wednesday to go and have that business lunch that you had planned ahead of time. Then you just get back on plan as normal. Is there going to be some shifts in your weight? Absolutely. Because remember that food choice here, when you do go out and eat, there's more sodium, there's more fat, slows digestion, peaks the amount of water that your body holds on to. But again, you're still within your calories. You add all that up and it still equals 21,000 calories. So what you want to think about it is, it's very simple here. Calories come in, how much energy is used. You could be sitting around doing 2,000 steps, doing absolutely fuck all. And, I've fucked off here. I fucked up the thing. This is meant to say something else. What that means consistently, that's when fat loss will happen. Okay. So if we want to be in a deficit, we need to make sure that the calories that we're eating doesn't exceed the amount of movement that we're doing. So that way we're going to lose weight. Whereas if we're trying to build muscle, we want that energy to be sort of at maintenance, or the food just to be a little bit higher than what you're moving, so you slowly gain weight. Okay? So fat loss isn't decided from one meal, it's decided by the trend, by the routine that you consistently hit, whether that's, when you're in a deficit or trying to build muscle as well. So why this isn't for beginners is, first of all, we need to see 90 days of pure obsession with the goal in mind. Because if you don't have that level of lock-in, you're not going to understand the rules of how calories work. You're not going to understand how to prep all your meals. You're not going to understand how steps work. You're not going to understand how training works. The 90 days of obsession is necessary to unlock these tools to be able to use. We want a really good, solid Groundhog Day routine. Keep it simple, tasty, repeatable meals that look like you train training methods, all inside grounded strength, enable you to see this change very rapidly by sticking to it. Then you get the flexibility and balance that you've always wanted from the very start. Everyone craves this. I want balance. I want flexibility. You need to earn that. You need to respect the rules before you break them. You need to earn the flexibility, because more More often than not, the flexibility and balance is what got you fat and feeling uncomfortable in clothes, in front of the mirror. You don't want to get in front of photos. It's that flexibility and balance that has probably moved you down to that path. Because you're like, oh, it's okay. It's all right. It's not, though. This is where people get it wrong. They hear about calorie banking before they've learned how to eat consistently. And it's, like trying to drift a race car before you even learned how to drive, how the pedals work, how the handbrake works, how the engine responds, how the car responds to different things. All of this stuff is the same as with training and food. Because the first 90 days is a complete lock-in. You want to revolutionize, you want to finally see change? Well, you need to earn it by locking the fuck in and being obsessed with seeing the change happen and learn about your body. This is an exciting time. It is going to feel hard at first, but as soon as you start to learn the rules, it becomes a lot easier. It's about building this routine. It's not about finding balance now. We need to earn that. This is why I use the keep it simple, tasty, repeatable model with food. This is including with calorie banking. What we need to learn here first is how to do this. How do I prep my food on a Sunday? How can I get it done within an hour? What happens if I run out of food? Is it the meal is easy enough for me to make that on the fly that I don't get stuck without food? Simple meals, protein first, you're tracking all your portions. This is key. You cannot calorie bank unless you understand how food tracking works. The same foods repeated over and over again. This doesn't mean boring foods. Look, the seasoning on here. There's some different sort of types of rice here. There's some sauces. We're seasoning our stuff. We're making it tasty. It's not just boring fucking chicken, broccoli, and bland rice. Because we're not just trying to change your body. How the change happens is changing your routine, changing your habits, make it a priority for your food and your training, your steps, your cardio, and everything else. The obsession with it. And then once that obsession dies, the discipline that you want comes along with the ability to unlock these other tools, where you're rebuilding your habits. At the moment, you probably eat terribly. If you're trying to look like you train, and you train, say, 6 days a week, you're probably pretty locked in with that. You're going everywhere. You're training as hard as possible. But it's not going to lead to the results that you want if you're skimming shit on foods. You don't have a slow metabolism. You're probably not eating enough. You're probably not eating regularly enough. You're not sleeping enough. You're not doing any steps. All of these basic things that people overrule because they want the sexy thing first is how you unlock these tools and look like you train no matter how much food you're eating. You earn flexibility. You do not start with it. Coach Adrian there pointing a finger. So why routine beats willpower? It's so easy to just be like, oh, I need discipline, I need discipline, I need discipline. No, you're just saying words. Discipline is a symptom of being obsessed. So decision fatigue. What choice? Good choice, Uber Eats, whatever. What the fuck do I choose? I don't know what to eat. I don't know what to train. It's too much. Bad choices. Okay? Every decision you make costs mental energy. What should I eat? Should I cook? Uber Eats. What are macros? What phase am I in? What calories should I eat? All of this stuff is draining your brain. It's exhausting. Now, you've got to also stack into that all your normal sort of thoughts that you have throughout the day. Maybe you've got kids. Maybe you've got a fucking mortgage. Maybe you're stressed with money. Maybe this. You don't have time to fuck around with your food anymore. You're too busy. Everyone's busy. Okay? So this is why this model works so well. And by dinner time, your brain's exhausted. This is called decision fatigue. And research consistently shows that as mental fatigue increases, people are more likely to choose convenient, highly rewarding foods over the option that best supports their goals. This is why you go, fuck it, I'm getting bullshit. Now, with calorie banking, you can get that bullshit and still be on track. It just requires for you to do a little bit of preparation beforehand and planning to understand how many calories do you have to eat bullshit and whereabouts are you going to eat that bullshit is the main thing. This is why keeping it simple, tasty, and repeatable meals work. You understand your calories really quickly and have this ability to move things around. When you eat complex foods that take a long time to prep, have lots of moving parts, it takes time that you do not have. It's not because they're magical. It's because they remove decisions. As soon as we can remove decisions, we get progress. Less decisions, less stress, and better adherence. This is my client, Daniel. He's been eating simple, tasty, repeatable meals we did 90 plus days to get him into this condition. And he enjoys a beer every week, maybe a couple. but he understands now, because he's unlocked all the routine, to bank for stuff. He goes out for dinner with his wife every week, but he still looks like this and still building muscle because he understands the rules now and respects them, which allows him to understand how to break them a little bit. Consistency beats variety every single time. Well, I want to let that sink in. Consistency beats variety every single time. Let's bring this into a training scenario. You're probably at the gym and you're bored with all your exercises. So you add in more stuff. But then you notice, why aren't I progressing on things? Why aren't I seeing any change? It's because you've just started to add in more decisions and more fatigue of what you actually need to do to get done. The same goes with food. If you're working yourself up by trying to work out all these fancy protein meals and what you need to do, it's taking away from the consistency because you're going to be slower. We need to be fast here. And once those fast decisions are made, we can make progress. Now, this is for everyone. Why you eventually crave routine. Say you're on a holiday, right? This is everyone. Every single person that I speak to, as far as like when they've been on a long-term holiday or even like a short one, man, I can't wait to come back and eat my normal food. Everybody says that. You've probably said that. I've said it. I was in Thailand for a month for my honeymoon, and when I came home, I was so excited to eat oats. They had no oats. I couldn't find oats in Thailand. So again, we crave this routine. We miss it. So we come back. We want this normal food that we have. What we're trying to do is make not this just a holiday thing, but making it an everyday thing, an every week thing. You know, when you have that meal out, you're like, fuck, I enjoyed that. I had some good company, had a wine. It was really nice. But you know what? Now I can't wait to go back and eat my normal food that allows me to look like I train and unlock the potential to be able to do that regularly and not look like shit in the mirror. And then you get back on track. And you start to look like this. You start eating these meals, and you like, lo and behold, you start to feel a lot better. You sleep better, you perform better, and everything else. So here, I'm sure all of you have gone on holiday and you've eaten out every day. I'm going to Vietnam soon, and this is going to be me. And when I get home, I'm just going to be thinking, fuck, I cannot wait to eat chicken and rice. I just want my normal food, and that's exactly what we want. At first, you crave takeaway. After enough consistency, you start craving routine. The key for this is getting the results. And this is why the 90 days of obsession is so key, because if you really lock the fuck in, you will get results very quickly. And then you get an emotional buy-in for those results, and you want more of it. How do I get more of it? Consistency, consistency, consistency. Because habits reshape your expectations. Simple meals become normal. Training becomes normal. Training hard becomes normal. And feeling good becomes normal. Now, that one meal out becomes something you enjoy. Fuck yeah, that was awesome. I loved hanging out with the boys, girls' night, making pizzas. It's not something that controls you and you just throw your hands up in the air and go, oh, it's all too hard now. This is why we need to be starting to simplify things. Because what we want is a routine. Training, meal prep, steps, movement. This unlocks confidence. You start to look and feel better. You start to want to talk to girls. You start to, feel more confident, fucking with the lights on, taking your shirt off at the beach. And then this creates freedom. You feel so much more empowered to go and do other shit. Oh, I'm so nervous about that party, but now that I feel like, much better in my clothes and stuff, I can't wait to go out. And people are noticing. They're saying nice things about, how I'm looking. There's no way that I could have gone and bought that sexy lingerie for my husband. Now I feel like I can. All of these things from the simple consistency gets unlocked, and you have now a plethora of stuff to be able to do. The goal isn't to crave junk food any less. The goal isn't to crave junk food any less and try and manage it with discipline. I need to be more disciplined. How? What is your struggle with food? Then from there, you can build out a plan. It's to generally enjoy your routine more. Love coming back into my routine. But even so, when I'm away, I'll still be making sure that I'm 70% eating my plan, because I love looking like this. It's fucking sick. It's the best fucking feeling in the world. Really, really helps. Okay, so calorie banking and how to do it properly, option 1. So across the week, what we want to look at is remove anywhere between 150 to 200 calories for several days. So in this example, for the first 4 days of the week, I've removed 200 calories each, giving me 800 calories that I can play with on Friday night, boosting me up to 3,800 calories. If if you're not full from eating that amount of food, I don't know, bro. You probably just need to, really get some more accountability in your life. Into date night. So the weekly calories are exactly the same. I've just decided to distribute them more on Friday so I get to have that meal out. Option 2, during the day. This is one of my favorites when I'm sort of like, someone just invites me out to a cafe and I'm like, oh fuck, okay, what do I need to do? So during the day, skip meals or have lighter meals. So, taking some calories away. So breakfast, for instance, is 500 calories. You just have your crumpets or whatever. If you're, getting coached by me, most of the time your breakfast is going to be crumpets. Everybody loves crumpets. Then you skip that snack that you usually have, saving some calories there. You have a normal lunch because you don't want to just starve yourself for the entire day. And then you skip that other sort of midday snack as well. This gives you, in total, is 1,300 calories. So if you're eating 3,000 daily calories here, well, you've got 2,700. Oh, that's wrong math. No, sorry, that is right math. You have this much more to play with. Okay? So again, that's something that you can just do on the day. I think that math works out. Just let me know in the comments if it doesn't. I'm pretty retarded, so it's probably doesn't. So these are the two simple ways. The first one I really like in the sense of like if it's a really big event, so like a wedding or something like that, and you still want to be in condition and not be that fucking loser that doesn't eat the food. So you can really bank with this. Remember, you can see here that, this person has substantial calories to do this. This is why you can do this if you are in a severe deficit. Just say you're really prepping for a photo shoot or something like that and your calories are quite low. Just remember that the preparation would probably look like, across maybe 2 weeks. You would work out your calories across 2 weeks and you would drop down not so severely, like maybe only 100 calories, but you'd add that up over the 2 weeks when you know that event is in 2 weeks. And then that way you have that to spend as well. So not only does this work on a weekly basis, but if you were really fucking crazy, you could probably do it across an entire year. But I don't know why you'd want to do that. It's just for, I guess, the tism to want to do that. So you trim a couple hundred calories off the few days leading in. The second one is you just bank on the day, skip a few meals, make the two priority meals that you're going to have so you don't starve to death lighter, and then you have more to enjoy on that day as well. So the important thing is that you're still respecting the weekly or the daily calorie target. That's the main thing, okay? So like with everything, like when you're saving up for a holiday, you want a budget. And then if you overspend on that budget, well, first of all, you're probably not going to have a really good holiday, but in this case, you're going to get a little bit fat if you do this consistently, okay? This is why keeping it simple, tasty, repeatable meals are so good, because it keeps you in routine, and then you can use the calorie banking, and then you get the freedom that you want, okay? Calorie banking is not a shortcut. It's something you earn after a solid 90 days of obsession with the lock-in of your routine. You need to become the person first who eats the simple, tasty, repeatable meals on repeat, learns how to prep, learns how to do the steps, learns how to do the cardio, learns how to train really hard, and then you can unlock and pull these levers. Because this is how you can move calories around and not feel guilty. That's how you enjoy birthdays, date nights, families, weekends away, and still look like you train, not a bloated mess every single Monday. Okay? This is what myself and Liana do. This is what my clients do. And they maintain this look year round because they understand the rules and respect them. The people that stay lean aren't the most disciplined. Myself, I crave food all the time. I think about it a lot because I love food. I'm not disciplined, but what keeps me going is my strong routine. Because routine creates the consistency. Consistency creates results, and once you've earned that, you finally get the balance that everyone else has either been putting first or has been chasing. This is earned at the end, once the 90 days is complete. If this is you, and you are constantly in your own head about what to eat, what to make, what to do, you want to look like you train, you still want to enjoy food, please just reach out and click the link and book a call. Be able to map out your 90 days, what exactly that looks like, have a meal plan set out for you, and teach you how to calorie bank with that meal plan, and go from there and be building the foundations to finally be getting that physique, to feel confidence in that bikini, taking the shirt off at the beach, everything that we want leading into summer. Thank you.